prey sighted.
Deep Predator, Lan. Lan is a high-threat assassin specialized in aggressive backline dashes. With a unique ability to push the attack upon entering, Lan can obliterate enemies and destroy formations. Timing the engagement right makes taking down enemies a breeze. When the enemy's health drops below a certain percentage, Lan will view them as prey. Lan's skills and basic attacks deal additional true damage to prey. Lan submerges himself in water, increasing his movement speed. When this duration ends, he leaps out of the water, returning some of the cooldown. Using Wavebreaker while submerged will cause Lan to deal physical damage and slow targets. In the river, there's no limit on the effect's duration. If there are hero prey within range, his movement speed will be boosted even more. Attacks nearby enemies, dealing physical damage. Lan gains 1 mark for every time an enemy's hit, which Lan can then follow up with a basic attack that consumes 1 mark each time, dealing physical damage and recovering health. Each follow-up attack reduces the cooldown of Space Split. Using Space Split while submerged makes Lan dash and reduces the cooldown of Wavebreaker. Lan reduces the speed of enemies in his path and rushes forward in a certain direction, dragging enemies along the way with him and dealing physical damage. Using Death from below while submerged activates the effect and reduces the cooldown of Wavebreaker. Lan unleashes a combo with Skill 1 and Skill 2, which is great for stacking multiple marks with Skill 2. Starting with Lan's Skill 1 or Skill 3 makes it easy to inflict controls and obliterate enemies. At level 1, upgrade Lan's Skill 2 to clear the jungle. Thanks to his diving ability and increased movement speed, Lan can quickly rotate lanes to give support. Focus on his strengths by farming Lan and tackling minion waves with teammates, and build up your gold to crush the enemy. Lan's Skill 2 stacks more marks based on the number of enemies hit. When using Skill 2, try to hit multiple targets to stack enough marks. When rotating lanes to support, avoid using Skill 1's dash effect consecutively, as it extends the cooldown. Prioritize using Lan's ultimate and Skill 3 on multiple targets to hit more enemies with Skill 2 and stack additional marks. In the early game, Lan doesn't excel in combat and relies on Sage buffs. Leverage his mobility and focus on jungling and farming before equipping Axe of Torment and engaging in fights. In the mid-game, Lan becomes more potent with reduced cooldowns, especially when the enemy backline lacks defensive items. Rely on Lan's high mobility and ultimate to dive and disrupt the enemy's backline, setting the pace of the game. In the late game, Lan's damage output diminishes and can require a more cautious approach in teamfights by entering later or flanking to disrupt the enemy formation.